Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the 6th of April, 2025. This is Behind the Veil Oracle. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing. I'm at 395 people. Wow. And I want to thank the Dancing Oracle for helping me increase my subscription. So definitely subscribe to her channel and, share, like, and subscribe, and I'm appreciating what's going on. I'm seeing a big improvement. Hopefully soon I will be able to monetize, but it's been slow. I mean, I came on board in November. So how many months is that so far? That's about 5 months now. So I've been doing this channel for about 5 months, but it's growing and it's getting there. And so I want to thank you all once again for, subscribing and tuning in and supporting my channel. My listens are increasing. I had 1 month where I had like over 1,000 hours or something in listening, so that was great. It changes every month. I look at my analytics and so I can make sure that I'm staying on top of things and trying to find ways to improve my channel. Which today I have a new. I think I'll make this into a series called "My Comments on Comments." So this show is my comments on comments. Okay, so 3 days ago. Okay, this is about Keanu, of course. And that's what everybody likes to hear about. It's Keanu, Keanu, Keanu. This is 3 days ago. I caught a video about him on a show or a channel that's been out for a while, called the Oversoul Archives. Okay, I never heard of that show before, but I did find it. It came across my desk, and so I tuned in, and I thought it was kind of a little strange, the way she did this reading on Keanu. I couldn't get my mind wrapped around it. I couldn't understand. It was, to me, it was a little choppy, but she did her best. And some people said they understood and they could relate, and I'm like, well, I don't relate to this. It's very, not typical reading. And here's what I said when I left my comment. I said, I don't know how to feel about this reading. It's not a typical reading. It's almost as if Keanu is some sort of demigod. Is he a demigod from the 11th realm, holder of secret knowledge? Let me see. And working with the ancients, angels, and aliens. And in parentheses, I put the hybrid child. And I said, it's best to stop here. Thank you. And then from there, I got involved with another person who was commenting, and we exchanged like 40 comments over a 2-day period. And her name is Rain Valentine 8380. Then there was also a person who interjected themselves with the username Kadon 5324, and she was like off the rocker for me. But I'm just going to go down this whole thing that we exchanged information about Keanu. It says, so the next thing after I said, it's best to stop here, thank you, Kadon comes on, and she's like, here's this long, well, this one isn't the longest comment she had, but she says, he is the resurrected angel of the Lord Christ, Michael the Arch, to take us back to the millennial reign and Zion. He is here to rapture our souls to spirit. And she put some capital letters. I am wisdom, the anointed cherub, angel of Mary, wife of the Christ. Excuse me. And then again in capital letters, I am here to claim my prince. Keep watch, love. We are about to catch fire. And then another person, I guess it was Rain, she says, unfortunately, you are not the one. And then she goes, the one's identity has been completely protected, shrouded in secrecy for a reason. As a side note, reader Christian Dion has done some superb readings on her as well. And then I put, oh yes, I haven't seen him in a long time. And I haven't, I went to look at his page or his channel, and he still hasn't been on since like 2 or 3 years. So I don't know what happened to him, but he used to always do readings on Keanu and AG. Then I said, wait, he may have not he may have not to do with the angelic realm. What? Wait a minute, hold on. Oh yeah, okay. I'm sorry, everybody. I wear glasses, and sometimes my glasses, and my vision tricks me. I said, wait, he may have work to do with the angelic realm, but Keanu makes no claim to being Christian. No one knows his faith, though he has had two past lives. Let me see. No one knows his faith. Okay. And his past lives were connected to being a monk and Templar knight. If he isn't on board with Christianity, he will not lead anyone to the rapture of the church. I know all about it, and this is not how the rapture will happen. I'm sorry to say, Kadon, I find you off the rocker. And I said, are you speaking about Kadon? Okay, because I was going back to Rain, and Rain's like, no, there have been many decoys and many claiming to be the one, which has in fact served a purpose within itself. It has been a great distraction and, let me see, I gotta pull down the rest of it. She says, and protection for her. Her true identity will be revealed soon. So she says, it has been a great distraction and protection for her. Her true identity will be revealed soon. I hope I'm not saying this in a very choppy way. I know you guys can just go and read it too. You can just read it if you want to. But I thought this would make an interesting little show. And then we had somebody else say something in Spanish, and let's move on from that one. And then I continued and I said, yes, many souls have lived here before, and they've had more than one life. So I believe this to be true. Also, it makes you wonder why you might be attracted to a certain civilization or era. Signs are pointing to his return very soon. Like very soon. Don't be one of those who will be left behind or not ready. So I was talking about the return of Christ. And then Rain says, I believe this to be true. And then I said again, I too believe the one works in silence like all of the chosen. Her identity has the hand of protection over it. So we're talking about the one being protected and nobody knowing who she is because it's not ready yet to be revealed. And I went on and said, I do a lot of Keanu readings, I told her. I said, but the time is coming to shut or close the door. That's the message I'm getting from my higher self. Things are wrapping up for Keanu. So Keanu's situation is, and this is a 9-year, everybody knows that. So a lot of cycles and old stuff that we've been holding on to for numerous years is now coming to an end. People are going to have to start making decisions and getting rid of the old energy, bringing in the new. And that's what I was saying. A lot of things are wrapping up for him. And I can feel it in my soul. And I can feel it even happening for myself with my own issues and problems. So everybody needs to be wrapping this up. And, my higher self says, pretty soon this is going to be, this old stuff about Keanu that we've been talking about for the last 3 years should be wrapping itself up and clearing out. And somebody again in Spanish came into the conversation, and I just gonna have to pass on that one. And then so I said, also get ready, don't get left behind. And then Rain is like, well, it's good to know someone has some knowledge like you and I have a lot. What it says, I have a lot beyond what I want to share. Okay, let me see. And then I told her, you forgot they also have a similar scar in their bodies and leg and knee issues. If her zodiac is opposite, that would make her a Pisces. Most readings are leaning towards Venus, ruled Taurus, and or Libra and Sun, but could have a rising in water. Second choices are Scorpio and Capricorn, because now Rain at this point is telling me that she's a Pisces. Okay, that she does know that this one is Pisces, and let's continue. Let me not spoil it. Sis, I don't want to do a spoiler alert. Okay, then she says she has all the same talents he does, but did not pursue fame. Okay, now that's me telling her that. Okay, this is just confusing. That's why you guys could go and just read it. But I thought this would be fun for me to just read it to you. Okay. She created a comic book like him. She plays a guitar, studied film, um, and moved to Hollywood. And they have seen each other, but were not, I guess, permitted to be together until the curse or spell lifted. Because everybody's talking about a curse now that was leaving them, apart, or that black magic that maybe AG did kept them apart. Something kept them apart. Maybe not. Maybe it was the angels and God keeping them apart until they were mature enough to come together, right? That could be it too. Okay. And then what did Rain say? Let me see. Did Rain say something? Because I continue on and say, well, she told me I'll give them their space. I remember she said let them have their space or something. And I said, no problem. No one is in their way. But I get DKM or not R. Okay, now she started saying that the initials are MRD of this new woman coming in, the one he will be with, MRD. And I say, no, I got DKM. I go, no R. Funny, however, there is a D and there is an M. Excellent. I said, excellent. The K is very important and vibrates with the K in Keanu's name and his sister's Kim's name. He also has a sister named Karina and a mother named Patricia. I'm sure you know this already. And so, she insists there was no K. And but in Miss Googie's reading, there is a K as well. There's a K and a D in this woman's name. And also she came up with a Q, and some other letters, but no R. She didn't even come up with an M either. So, and I said the transposition of the D and the M are interesting to me. There definitely is a K. This person has a Greek name, English and Korean middle name, and Irish last name. I think the middle name is Kim, like his sisters. And then I said, it's been fun chatting with you. I can tell you there are two possible choices for him. There are two, and the high priestess will come. Okay, prior to anoint the union, yes, there is still a few things that need attention. As she was saying, there's a few things that still need to be taken care of before this is gonna all come together. But we are very close to seeing it come together. I think she said, "Thank you for chatting with others here." Okay, this is this is an interruption from what's her name, the lady who channeled this is. Okay, and she said it was very enlightening to hear what everyone had to say. Okay, that was from the Oversoul archives. Okay, then we have like looking for Rain's. Okay, I say, okay, we shall see. What's important is the union is about to happen. Me too. All the readings, no matter how atypical, are interesting and important. It's all good. I wish them happiness. I keep getting comments from some of my readers, though. Some say she's Cancer. Can you tell us what the holdup is? Is it AG? The problem with the world now is we all have been here before. We are all old souls, and the construct is ending. As a collective, we want the stimulation to end. We have done these incarnations many times before. A major closure is coming, and I have been advised to stop my reading soon. This is a closure on this country or planet. Have you noticed how everything is disappearing? Our way of life. If you have any way to accelerate this union, you should do it. Oh, and I'm just seeing something about another man. Is she married? Married with children? Oh my. And Rain says, yes, the old algorithms is coming to completion and the new cycle is beginning too. And yes, we have all been here before. Pisces signs are the most powerful in the zodiac and are the mystics as well as a powerful psychic and then some. Also, interesting fact in regard to Pisces is that they have all the aspects of all 11 signs within their one sign. If you do your research, you understand why she is Pisces and why her birthday was March 14th, blood moon lunar eclipse as well. If you can put the puzzle together, you just might get some clues. Okay. I too know much more than I say. Yep, I said, I know. And then she's like, oh, and I said, well, no, it was just me and her. Well, my work is almost done with this matter. It has been a long journey. I am ready to move on. I will be watching. I will keep our eyes on the situation like I have since the early 2000s. Again, I say they must accelerate if possible. They would have been together long ago if not for an interference and the evil people around them. So she is married, huh? She is the married one with children. Doesn't matter if she is now free from the other man. She is the one with children a few of us have spoken of. So I was asking her, this is the one with children, right? This is the one people called the devil woman from the past. She was coming in, and now it's like being validated by this woman all of a sudden saying, yes, she did have babies. She did, and they're grown now. And then I said, where are you, Katie? I was trying to talk to Kate on for a minute. I said, your initials have come up, but no one knows for sure it's you. There is someone who says the one's initials are MRD. I told her that there's a K there and no R. And I said, bye, I'm tired. And then Noreen's like, so many obsessed with this situation and Keanu and his twin that they have failed to keep the attention on themselves and continue their own healing. Okay, their own healing. Too many psychologically, she said here, operations running at this time to keep people distracted from their own inner traumas. So relax, take care of yourself, and be an observer. Watch and learn. She keeps telling me like, watch and learn. No, you watch and learn, right? Like she was like like she knew more than me or something, or smarter than me. She's like, and I'm like, well said. I just kind of supported her. I figure, I'm not gonna do a reading on this. I'm just gonna read this comments to my subscribers. I'm not gonna go into those letters. Speak her own truth. If she thinks this is what's going down, let it be, right? I'm not going to argue with her. I said, well said. That is so true. Let me know if anything significant happens. She goes, ID Keanu scare her? What? Okay. I think somebody was saying something so strange. Well, she's not half of it. Let him relax and take care of the children. Half of Reeves does not have children. All tarot books talk about this, except for this site. Apparently, they pay for the promotion of a certain woman who doesn't play the guitar. Okay. Choose. Give me a moment here. It says, love does not choose from two men. Love, give. This is from somebody else. Nina Ritchie. She says, let this old woman choose his slippers, not dress. She's not. Okay, we're not going to read that. Some people come on here and they say the weirdest things. They don't know how to read or write. Okay. And so let's skip that. And then Kadon is like, this prophecy over you was spoken by the tongue of wisdom. Now here we go again. This was so weird. The anointed white dragon of truth. You didn't know our white lamb married a dragon? Question mark. Well, I like to think of him as a donkey. He's so cute and funny and humble. And because of me, he's unbeatable and master of the universe. I speak from the mouth of the dragon. Everyone knows a white dragon of truth's words manifest and become reality. In 3 days, my ocean will begin to part, dividing the men and the women. It cannot be undone. This is destiny. Okay. And I told her, I don't understand what you were saying. Okay, because I don't understand any of that. Okay, it's like speaking from another planet or another world or something. I don't know what's going on with Katie, right? And go, Katie, please speak in common and clear English. In 3 days? What do you mean in 3 days? Why? What is this? What is this? Right? And then she did get back to me. She apologized. She said she wasn't really paying attention to what she was saying. I think she was like channeling or something, and she didn't remember what she had said. And but she said there's going to be something happening, like an event in 3 days. Um, and I said that would be Tuesday, right? Okay, I still do not understand why this would happen. What is the reason? Now I want to go back. I'm trying to go back to some of Rain's information is not here on this little. She was telling me actually not only that the one initials is MRD and she's Pisces, but she was telling me too where she was from. Like she was some kind of French woman. And of course, she confirmed or validated that she did have kids now grown up and she was divorced like 10 years ago, she was saying, and from a man who was like really possessive, just of her, just like the way AG is possessive of Keanu. And she says they mirror each other in that manner. Um, it's somewhere around here, but I'm just summarizing what I remember she said. But she said she's French and native Indian as well. And that she also said she looks like Egyptian, sort of. She has like bangs, she's sort of Egyptian, which she thinks Keanu was attracted to because of his past life as an Egyptian. And she kind of also resembles Sandra Bullock. And yeah, that's what she told me. I'm trying to find that. It's probably in one of the drop downs, the reply drop downs, but I can't find it at the moment. But I remember her saying stuff like that as well. And sometimes it's hard to find the drop downs because there's so much like people also trying to get in on the conversation, people we weren't talking to, right? But this was over a 2-day period anyway. And someone said here, what was that? I just lost it. What did they just say? Somebody said maybe it's his divine soulmate that's missing since they have a divine mission to do. Yeah. But that sparked off, this 40 comment conversation over a 2-day period between me and Rain. And again, like I said, it was interesting and I wanted to share it with you. But if you guys want to read it yourself, just go and listen to Oversoul Archives. Her show is called Keanu Reeves 2025 and 26 is major for you. It's like 103 minutes long. It was a little strange. Like I said, most people are not going to really get it because she brings in a lot of animal totems. And then she said she was channeling Keanu's spirit guides, but it seemed like they were all like, jumping in at once. And so the whole show kind of got convoluted, I think, and choppy and confusing. And that's why I respond the way I did. I just don't get this. I don't know what you're trying to say. What is your point? I wanted to know what's the point. But I didn't get that answered. Okay, that's it, everybody. But go check it out yourself. So I'm sorry. You might not have understood the way I read it. There was more to it, like I said. But anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. Let me know who goes to the show, who's already got tickets and is going to go to see Keanu in Vegas on the 26th. Because I'm looking forward to hearing about your comments and your experience. I might have stuff to report too at early May, some new stuff on Keanu. So, and don't forget, June 6th is the debut of Ballerina, which is the spinoff of John Wick. And I just heard that he is now going to do John Wick. He was in negotiations and agreed to do John Wick, even though his knees were a problem for him. He said his knees were hurting and he didn't want to do John Wick 5, but now he's going to do John Wick 5. They just work him, to death. So he better be careful about his health. And I hope that maybe he's not going to have so many stunts to do. They might have negotiated something like that where he won't be doing too many stunts in the movie. Okay. So I hope this was interesting, something new to listen to, something new, something different. I'm always looking for something different. I'm always trying to think of something new I can bring to my audience. I don't want you guys to just always listen to the same old stuff. So this is interesting. Maybe I'll make it into a series when this happens, when this occurs. This occurs sometimes, where I get into these kind of like deep conversations with people, back and forth, back and forth. This has happened like actually several times over the years, and I don't know where all those old conversations are, but it's interesting to just hear people's, you know, what they feel is real, what they feel is, you know, this is it. It's MRD, everybody. So those are her initials. Okay, that's what she says. So we shall see. I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just reporting this as it, was delivered to me. Okay. All right, everyone. Take care. And XOXO. I'll talk to you later.